Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw, and I'm joined by my good friend, the co-host of the On Seagal podcast, Mr. Trevor Gumbel. Oh, you introducing yourself now, are you?
Oh, I thought you were pausing for I can introduce myself. I thought you were being gentlemanly.
Oh, wow. Oh, for once he says. Mr. Trevor Gumbel, ladies and gentlemen, looking dapper this evening.
Oh, if you guys could only see.
If you could only see Trevor right now, he's completely naked. He has a Goro costume on. And let's just put it this way. He doesn't need 2 extra arms. He only needs 1.
Oh, you flatter me, Chris. You flatter me.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple, folks. You might be wondering why we're doing a podcast naked. I am dressed up like Sonya Blade, and it is a sight to see for Trevor. We are talking about a film that came out somehow. I'm still kind of surprised in many ways that we actually got it, given how long it languished in development hell for seemingly a decade plus, it would seem. We're talking about this year's this month's, I guess, past month's HBO Max release, Mortal Kombat.
First learned about this 7 years ago on a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Name's Jax.
Kung Lao.
Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
You fucking beauty.
Chris, you got to say it right. It's Mortal Kombat!
I thought it was Immortal Kombat.
No, I think that was a Thomas Ian Griffith movie.
But yes, to Trevor's point, we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. It is directed by Simon McQuoid. It is a film based on the video game of the same name. If you've never heard of Mortal Kombat, the rock that you live under must be very, very big, and the hole that you're in is very, very deep. It is a fighting game that has been around since the mid-90s. The film stars a bunch of folks. Most of them I don't know, so we'll talk about them when we talk about their characters, but one of the actors did stand out to me, Hiroyuki Sanada. If you are a fan of Westworld, he is in the second and third season of the show. But before we talk about the rest of the movie, we are going to be talking about spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film, go check it out and come back. But with that in mind, Trevor, what is your previous experience with the Mortal Kombat franchise, be it video games or films?
Well, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, but I remember when the first Mortal Kombat game came out, it was like a huge controversy, like this big deal. Parents were like, just over, didn't know what to do about it because it was just this mythic game of like bloody and just gory. And how could kids play something so violent? It's just, compared to today's standards, it's tame. It was the first game I remember.
That version of Mortal Kombat is, I would contend that the game now does still push the envelope.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But back then, it was like the first game I remember being rated MA-13 because that's how the games were rated back then.
Right.
And it was MA-13. It was rare to see an MA-17 game. Those were the games that were like hardcore bloody. Like I think Lethal Enforcers, which is a game I had, was like MA-17. But yeah, I didn't really play much Mortal Kombat because I didn't have a Genesis. I had an NES up until high school. And when we finally got a Genesis, for one of the first games I rented was Mortal Kombat because I wanted to see what all the big deal was. And
sure,
I sucked at it, which, because I wasn't mashing buttons as much as I should have, but I enjoyed it. I remember the game was really good. It was the same summer that the original film came out, the Paul W.S. Anderson film. And, so I was like, everything Mortal Kombat, I was like, oh my God, I got to check this out because the movie looked amazing. I was like 15 years old. I was at the very right age for that film to come along and just take over my entire, the summer of 95, Mortal Kombat was the film I wanted to see the most. Because I remember I first saw the trailer when I saw Street Fighter for my birthday. And I'm like, oh my God, they actually made a Mortal Kombat movie. This thing looks amazing. And I saw it and I was like, I thought it was the greatest film ever. Then again, I was 15. Forgive me. I still think it holds up. Annihilation, on the other hand, not so much. But, I think everything that's been said about Annihilation has already been said.
I'm not sure what else there really is to say about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It's really bad.
It is very bad.
It is as bad. If you have heard about it being bad, it is as bad as you have heard it to be.
It is Batman and Robin bad.
Yeah.
But at least it's entertaining in that aspect of the terribleness. The original film, it still holds up. It's not as...
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondersight comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed, lab-proven to work fast, and proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondersight's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wonderside.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wonderside.com. Wonderside. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wonderside today.
As great as I remembered as a kid, but it still has definitely some very good set design. The effects, some of the effects, not all of them. Some of the effects don't age very well, but the Goro animatronic in that film is just incredible. So I think there's a lot of good stuff in that film.
Yeah, my background with Mortal Kombat is the same as yours. I mean, I was a little younger than you were in the 90s, so I got Mortal Kombat as a gift for a PC that I had from a family friend, and my parents lost their minds because it was Mortal Kombat. I mean, my parents didn't like me having video games anyways, but my parents were like, you are not playing this game. This game is, terrible, blood, blah, 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 whatever, fine. I still played it whenever I went to the arcade. Mortal Kombat is one of those games that every console I own Mortal Kombat on that console. I cannot say that for every other fighting game series, but I can say that with absolute certainty that I either have owned all of the main line. I believe I either own or have owned at one point in my life every copy of Mortal Kombat from the mainline series, excluding things like, fucking Mortal Kombat anthologies, Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat Special Forces, the stuff that like nobody talks about because those games are abject garbage. But I mean, as recently as 2019, I picked up the new Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is just a series that I always get excited about. And the funny thing is, it is always released, at least recently, it's always released around my birthday. So I'm always able to kind of know that if a Mortal Kombat is coming out, at least the last 3, I think, have all come out either the week of my birthday or in the case of the one that came out most recently, the day after my birthday. Yeah. So it was always like I could, every other year I'll be getting a birthday and I'll be getting a Mortal Kombat on my birthday, which is kind of cool. So there's that. But I mean, again, Mortal Kombat for me is just one of those games that, I don't know. I love everything about it. I love kind of how guerrilla the original game was and how boundary pushing the original game was, where they were just like, nah, fuck this. We're just going to make this completely wild game where you have characters being murdered, body parts being ripped off, Kano's heart rip in the first game, Johnny Cage's uppercut, Sub-Zero pulling someone's head out. I mean, those were all, like you said, those were all boundary pushing things at the time. Now it's rather quaint and kind of, folksy in a way. So much so that they like kind of reference their own, how they used to be in this movie and in the more recent video games. Yeah. But to your point, I didn't see the Mortal Kombat films until much later. I didn't see them in theaters. I probably saw them when I was 10 or 15. First Mortal Kombat film is pretty good. I hate the term guilty pleasure. Just like what you like and don't feel embarrassed about it. The original Mortal Kombat is a pleasant romp. It's one of the better video game movies, which is a very small group of things. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, like you said, the less we say about it, the better. It is a fucking nightmare. Best thing about that movie is the Baraka character that's just a dude in a mask.
A very bad Halloween mask.
A very bad Halloween mask. But yeah, and to talk about the more recent film before we talk about it, I'm sure you saw, as I did, in the mid 2000s, the Mortal Kombat video that they had online. The Kevin Tancharoen 8-minute short called Mortal Kombat Rebirth is. It's too bad we never got that.
It was a damn good short film.
Yeah, it's like Punisher Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, Michael Jai White would have been an incredible Jax.
Jerry Ryan was good. It would have been a really good Sonya Blade.
I believe, was it a Reptile? Was one of them?
Yeah, Reptile was a Harlequin baby.
Yeah,
which was like a really interesting and like clever idea to like, again, this Mortal Kombat Rebirth came out like in 2010, so it's like at the height of the Batman Begins, dark, grounded in reality
origins.
Yeah. And so like they did it in a way that like kind of replaced the supernatural elements with like grounded in reality things, and it seemed really cool. Like it seemed like something that like I think a lot of people, myself included, probably you, would have been really excited to see it. And yet, we never really got it, but it did turn into Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Yeah, which the first season of Legacy is really damn good. I actually really enjoyed the first season of Legacy. Second season wasn't bad. I have my issues with the performance of Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage.
They recast him, right?
I think he was the guy in the second season. I think they didn't bring him until the season 2, did they? I don't think he was in the first season.
It says Matt Mullins was in the first season. I only saw the first couple episodes. I mean, it didn't have the same feel of Mortal Kombat Rebirth. So I just wasn't really interested. Like, I watched the first episode and was like, okay, this is much more in line with the first 2 movies. It's a little bit tongue in cheek. It's a little bit over the top. It's definitely garish with the use of colors. So like, I'm okay.
It was a Machinima exclusive, I believe.
Yeah, it was on YouTube for 2 seasons.
Yeah, and first season I enjoyed better than the second, but I would have liked to have seen what Kevin Tancharonen would have been able to do if they had gone through with. Let's talk about aborted Mortal Kombat sequels, because after the abomination that was Annihilation, there was still talks of a third film.
I mean, the third film was going to happen until Katrina knocked out Katrina stopped them because they were going to film in New Orleans at one point.
Yeah. And because the second film, as bad as it is, it still made a profit. I mean, it was number 1 at the box office for a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah.
That's because people didn't know any better. People just thought, Mortal Kombat, let's go see it.
It was a simpler time then.
And then, they were talking about bringing Quan Chi into the film. They were talking about bringing Lyndon Ashby back as Johnny Cage.
Even though they killed his character.
They would have found a way. It's Mortal
Even though
Kombat.
They killed his character after they recast him.
Yeah, a bad recasting, in my opinion. But yeah, they were going to bring back Johnny Cage. I think they were going to bring back the original. No, they weren't going to bring back the original Sonya. But yeah, I was interested because I think Quan Chi would have been a really good villain. But yeah, they even, you could even see in a couple international videos, there's a picture of Quan Chi on the back of the video for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but that scene was never ever been shown because he was supposed to be at the very end, like
Shao Kahn shows up at the end of the first one.
Yeah, they were going to have Quan Chi at the end of the second one, but they ended up not using that ending. And the guy playing Quan Chi at the end of Annihilation has no lines because the actor does not speak English. So they just put a guy in Quan Chi makeup, had him do a stinger for a third film that never happened, and that was it. So yeah, they were going to make a third one for a long time. Then Katrina really screwed it up. And then Kevin Tancharonen's film came along, generated a lot of buzz.
Bugs crashing your PAX party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondersight comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed, lab-proven to work fast, and proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wonderside's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wonderside.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wonderside.com. Wonderside. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wonderside today.
Hello, this is Aaron West. I am the author of the A24 New Wave. In this book, I look at A24's output and I make the argument that we are in a new wave movement right now. A24 plays a major role. This book has a supplemental podcast where each episode is a brief conversation about an A24 related topic, whether an actor, director, or even a genre. As I continue research for the book and conduct interviews, I expect to record podcast episodes with people involved with the company. You can find the podcast at cinejourneys.com or wherever you find podcasts, and we are proud to be members of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Yeah,
and they were actually seriously talking about Kevin Tancharonen taking the reins and making dark Mortal Kombat film. And I don't remember what happened to that, but it never happened. And now we have the James Wan produced Simon McQuoid directed Mortal Kombat that we never thought would happen, but it did, thank God.
So what did you think? What do you think of the most recent entry into the Mortal Kombat universe? I guess this is the first film, and what I would assume, given the success of this film, we're getting another movie.
Oh, you better believe we're getting another movie. I mean, they're already talking about who they're going to bring in for Johnny Cage, and one of the names being touted is Ryan Reynolds.
It should definitely be Mike the Miz Mizanin, because
I've been hearing that too.
That's the only person that makes sense. You don't even have to play a character; just play yourself.
I think Ryan would just be playing Deadpool again.
I think a large actor in a role like this movie, where everyone else is not a large actor, would really. I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it, but there are some problems I have with this movie that stem from the casting.
Mine too. But we'll get to that when we get to it. I enjoyed it. It was a very unpretentious film that doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is. It's a Mortal Kombat film.
I would disagree. I think it does try to be a little bit more, but I think we can both agree that those times are not nearly as successful as when it just kind of ignores what it wants to be versus what it should be.
Yeah, when it's being just a straight up fighting Mortal Kombat film, it succeeds wonderfully. Yeah. And I think it was a great idea for them to make this rated R, to just, because making it PG-13 would have just kind of cut the balls off of it. And, I don't think we would have gotten nearly as memorable of scenes as we got.
And most of the time I don't worry about the rating coming into play with a movie. But when you have a source material like this, it necessitates the R rating.
Exactly.
You can make a Terminator movie or a Predator movie PG-13. They've done it to varying degrees of success. But those movies, as bad as they might be, are still better than this would have been if it had been PG-13.
And I think it served it very well. The first scene out the gate is a brilliant fight scene. I forgot the character's name. I know
Scorpion.
I know it's Scorpion, but the character name
Hanzo Hasashi. A terrific fight scene.
I mean,
yeah.
You see the origin of where he comes from. He's a family man trying to protect his family from, Sub-Zero.
One might even say the best scene in the entire film.
One might.
I would. The opening of the film.
Okay.
The opening of the film is the best part of this movie, which is fine. It's okay. But the problem is it does set kind of an unfair expectation for the rest of the movie. And I think it's very telling that they let the first 7 minutes of the movie be able to be accessed on IGN.
Yeah.
Because it feels a little bit like a bait and switch.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's two different films. It's almost like it's one of those Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of deals. But then it turns into just complete and utter violence, which, I'm not gonna complain. Because we meet Hanzo, and then we meet Bai Han, who ends up being Sub-Zero, and he is a ruthless motherfucker. I mean,
he is the Terminator of this universe, and it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see a character like Sub-Zero being grounded in reality, because this movie shares a lot in common with Rebirth, but not in the way that you would think. In Rebirth, it was trying to ground it in our reality. In Mortal Kombat, it's trying to ground another reality in our reality, the reality of the outworld. And they're successful to a point. But Sub-Zero is a horrifying idea if you think about him, because he could just shoot ice at you and freeze you to death. And I mean, in Jax's case, he blows his arms off.
This Sub-Zero is not here to fuck around.
No.
He will straight up murder you.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't wait for the other guy to strike first. He
does kind of hesitate because he blows up Jax's arms, but he doesn't kill him. I didn't understand that scene. I mean, I know we had to get to the point where Jax loses his arms, but I mean,
God. But the way
not to nitpick, but
I really wish the trailer hadn't shown that part, because I know. It kind of takes the surprise out of it.
So the entire movie is the first initial setup of the original game, but not really, because in this universe you have Shang Tsung being played by Chin Han, who you might recognize him from, speaking of Batman Begins.
He was in Dark Knight.
He was in Dark Knight. He's been in Captain America Winter Soldier. He was in Contagion. I remember him from The Dark Knight the most as Lao. And he plays Shang Tsung. And Shang Tsung in the video game, his idea is put all these fighters together, beat the Earth's champions. It's the 10th fight in a row that they'll win. They can take over Earthrealm. Outworld can take over Earthrealm and subjugate Earthrealm. In this movie, stupidest fucking thing. After 9 fights, he finally realizes he can just go kill the people in Earthrealm without any consequence.
Yeah.
It makes zero fucking sense. And it, like, again, it's a Mortal Kombat movie. We shouldn't be putting too much stock into the plot, but the plot makes no fucking sense, period. It is completely flawed from the get-go. Again, perfectly fine. It's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. But the issue is it's a Mortal Kombat movie. And if it's a Mortal Kombat movie, I have expectations, as do you, about what the plot's going to be. And if they're going to treat the minimum plot that the video game had with respect. And it's just like, no, they don't even care, and they don't want to play by the rules of the video game, which is fine. It's just a little dorky.
Well, speaking of casting, I love that actor who plays Shang Tsung. I thought he's
good in The Dark Knight.
He's great in other things. This one, he was just underwhelming. I mean,
was he underwhelming because of Cary Fukunaga?
That is the issue. The issue is we are coming from a film where Cary-Hiroki Tagawa nailed Shang Tsung. I mean, he is the Shang Tsung people think of when you say Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
They even brought him back for the miniseries. They brought him back as Shang Tsung because they know
in Legacy?
In Legacy, they brought him back in Legacy.
Wow. I don't remember
because they know how much he means to the people who don't even like the film can admit that Cary-Hiroki Tagawa was the best part of that movie. His performance as Shang Tsung was terrific.
Yeah.
And then because he just ate it up, man. He played it evil so well. And then, he
really hammed it up.
Yeah. And then you go to Chin Han, who, no disrespect, he's a terrific actor, but he didn't play it evil enough. He was just playing it as a very
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Memorable. He doesn't even fight in the movie. Let's just say that.
Look, the biggest problem with this movie is the obvious one. The biggest problem with this movie is this movie exists to set up another movie. This movie is not its own movie. It is a setup for another film. And with that being the case, you don't get to see Shang Tsung fight.
For a movie called Mortal Kombat, they don't even get to Mortal Kombat. The tournament isn't even in the film. It's a setup to the tournament, and
I'm not even sure there's going to be a tournament in the next film, because the way this film ends would lead me to believe we're not going to get a tournament in the next movie either.
Well, I mean, spoiler alert, it ends with them searching for more fighters, for more.
And Shang Tsung says he's going to come back and bring an army.
Because even though they kill off some characters, that doesn't mean shit.
No, it's Mortal Kombat. Death is but another, you know, I don't know what he says, but I was just going to quote the Mummy. Death is only the beginning.
Yeah. You know. They'll find a way to bring him back because they're supernatural beings, you know. Because
Sub-Zero comes back in the video games. Because Sub-Zero dies and becomes Smoke, and then Sub-Zero's younger brother becomes New Sub-Zero, and New Sub-Zero is a good guy in the video game. Yeah. Maybe not in the movie.
I mean, he was a good guy in Annihilation, and Smoke isn't even referred to as. They don't even mention Smoke being Sub-Zero in Annihilation, but we're talking too much about Annihilation again. It doesn't even get to Mortal Kombat. It's more like a setup. It definitely is a setup film.
Yeah, which I really don't like. I really don't like it. It really annoys me because franchises are doing it more often than not. And it's not a trilogy then. I mean, it's 2 movies and a setup movie. You need to have a movie be able to stand on its own 2 feet.
Yeah. I want to see a tournament. I want to see characters battling each other and not some guy named Cole who we've never heard before, but we'll get to
You've opened the Louis Tan box. Now you have to play in it. God, okay. What a mistake. I get what they were going for, as you do as well. But man, what a mistake.
Yeah, so we meet Cole, who's this failed UFC fighter.
Just call him what he is. He's a proxy for the audience.
Basically. And he's a family man. He's got a daughter and a wife, and the audience has someone to kind of a human character, no supernatural element to him. They just have to, and there's really nothing memorable about him. There's nothing special really about him that I'm like, you know what? This was a good idea. Bring this character in. I want to see more of what he can do. Spoiler alert, he's apparently a descendant of Hanzo.
The most recent descendant of Sub-Zero or Scorpion. Yeah, sure.
Yes, because even though Sub-Zero massacres his whole family, there's still a baby. He hit a baby under the floorboard, and do you remember who found him? The baby,
Raiden.
Yes.
Played by Tadanobu Asano. Which, look, I'm glad they cast a Japanese actor, given that they had an American and a French actor playing him before. Or is Christopher Lambert French?
I believe so, yes. Let me double check though.
I'm glad an Asian actor, Japanese actor. I'm glad a Japanese actor was cast as Raiden. Raiden is, obviously Raiden's ethnicity doesn't really come into play in the game, given that he's an elder god. Or I guess he's not is he an elder god?
He's supposed to be, from what I understand.
But he's a god in the video game. So, in the other 2 movies, I would go on a limb and say he's given more to do. In this movie, he's given very little to do. But I as much as I like Chris Lambert as Raiden, which he's good in the first movie, and James Remar is given nothing to do in the second movie.
No.
Tadanobu Asano's okay.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, he
just doesn't do much.
Not really. None of the characters, with the exception of a couple, which we will get to. I know we keep saying we will get to this, but don't really get much to do.
No, most everything goes through Louis Tan as Cole.
I wanted more Liu Kang. I wanted more development of Liu Kang.
I don't know why Liu Kang wasn't the main character. You have Liu Kang in this movie and then you don't make him the main character?
Then people would think, oh, you're just trying to rip off the original. No,
they're ripping off the game. I mean, Liu Kang is the main character in the game. I mean, in the new video game, the entire game goes through Liu Kang. It makes no sense to me. You have Liu Kang in this movie. You have him in the movie. It's not like they didn't include him.
Well, I mean, the best character in the film is Josh Lawson as Kano. And even then, a little bit of him kind of goes a long way. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, I know a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, Kano was the funniest character in the film." Oh my God, Josh Lawson had to go to the emergency room because of a back injury from carrying the entire Mortal Kombat film. But I thought he was entertaining and charming and funny at first. But then I'm like, okay, I'm getting really tired of this.
It's very one note.
It's a very one note, smart ass character, which is fine, but it got tiresome really quickly. And I ended up saying, oh my God, fucking kill this guy already. He needed someone to balance him out.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, when you have a character in the film like Kano, it seems like he's from another movie. I mean, it just does. It seems like he's dropped in from a movie where they know how to write characters, and I don't understand it because the characterization of these characters in the game is pretty strong. They don't really have to want that hard to find an interesting characterization. And frankly, there's no reason you couldn't just use the video game's characterization of these characters. You don't have to change it that much. I mean, again, what it seems like they did to me, at least, was they tried to give the game's fans something to like, but they also tried to give the video game players, so like people who have never played the game, people who are just going to watch it, they tried to make it so that they could understand it as well. And I don't think you have to put a proxy for the audience in the movie to do that, because you get out of the universe presented in the video game and into your own original ideas, which can exist if they're done well, but they're not.
And if you're going to have a proxy in a film, make him connect to the film. Like, I thought they were going to make him like, oh my God, he was this character all along.
Sure.
Like,
you mean like surprise the audience.
Yeah, surprise the audience. Like, oh my God, he was this guy the whole time? He just with a different name?
I mean, they kind of do that in a way, right?
Yeah, but
his powers are, you mentioned it to me, his powers are Baraka-esque.
Very Baraka-esque. He just doesn't have the really shitty, the demon face or
right.
the monster face or whatever. But I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks they never actually.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week, and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Actually say Baraka in the film, but I can't be the only one who looks at the way he designed his character and think, oh my God, that's fucking Baraka.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Because we should get to the part where we should talk about the characters don't have powers at first.
Oh my God. It's so it's so fucking convoluted.
I forgot what it was called.
They're it's like an arcana, right? Isn't that what they call it?
They're arcana. So
the explanation is like they're arcanas in the video game. They never mention how they have the powers in the video game. So the movie is trying to figure out like a grounded way to explain it.
And the only way you can have an arcana is if you have the mark on your body. And
the mark being the Mortal Kombat dragon. It's not like a weird birthmark. It's like a dragon, like on your body.
And the only way you can get the mark is either you're born with it or you defeat someone who has the mark and the mark transfers to you.
Right.
So, and the only one who doesn't have a mark, was it Sonya who didn't have the mark?
Right.
But they still let her hang around, which I guess is cool. You know,
she was the one she's like the conspiracy theorist of the movie. She's like, I've been following this for all my life and I know all about Shang Tsung and then she's like, it's all real.
Kano doesn't have one either until he defeats Reptile and gains a mark, and he becomes just a complete jerk off, braggart about I got the mark and where's your mark, sweetie? Kind of bullshit.
The Kano character is pretty much, I mean, like in the last movie, the first movie, the Kano character plays off of Sonya the entire film. I mean, that's
but I thought Trevor Goddard was a pretty good Kano. Although the original Kano, Trevor Goddard was rest in peace. Which is funny because he had such an influence on Kano that they made the Kano character Australian in the video game strictly because Trevor Goddard. So, I mean, that's a lot. And, they made him Australian in this film too. But I just thought Trevor Goddard was a better Kano, a more menacing Kano. I mean, because Kano is anti-hero kind of at first. Then he becomes a bad guy because he gets influenced by Shang Tsung, and that doesn't last long. I mean, I can understand why he's a well-liked character in this film. Like, they think he's the best part of the film because he's the only one that really brings any energy to the film. Other than the final battle between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, there's really not much character energy. I mean, him and Sub-Zero were the best characters in the film because Sub-Zero is like we said, he's a monster. He's ruthless, and he's, you're actually scared of this character because he can, and they're not relegated to Outworld. They can come into our world and cause damage.
When we talk about, characters like Kano, and in this movie, again, this movie really suffers from it. I tend to wonder why they put so much effort into the one character over everyone else. I wonder if it's just because it's easier to write jokes, or that's what they thought was going to be important. It's weird because, like you said, the Sub-Zero Scorpion fight is great, but even the other fights don't get much time to breathe.
I mean, they're well done fights. I will
sure,
that.
But they're no different than the video game.
Not particularly.
Then that's the problem. Like, you have to justify your existence at some point. And why would I watch this if I could just play the video game? I mean, the video game looks so good at this point, it's practically like watching a movie. It's photorealistic and everything.
I think people want to see what the fatalities look like in a semi-realistic fashion.
Sure.
I mean, people watch this film for the fatalities. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
And there's some
watch
damn
it
good
for
ones.
the gore.
There's some good ones in this. I like the Shao Kahn Melina fatality when he's got his hat spinning and cuts her in half.
Yeah.
Which I thought that's so much like the game.
Straight out of the video game.
This movie has a lot of Easter eggs to the game. This movie is very
it doesn't beat you over the head with it though.
No, it's not something I like about it.
It's not Annihilation levels of like Easter eggs.
It's not nudge nudge wink wink references. It's homages. I don't know. I kind of would have liked if they'd mentioned babality.
I would have liked if the movie had been a little bit more tongue in cheek. I really would have.
Yeah, me too. I kind of wish it kind of had a more of a sense of humor about itself.
It should have been. You know what it should have been?
It shouldn't have all gone to the Kano character. I think there should have been more kind of tongue in cheek, but not beat over the head with references. And I think, there should have been a little more, it should have been a little more referential, but not to that point.
And, the other kind of overarching issue with a video game movie is you have to give people who play the game a reason to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that those fatalities alone would suffice. I mean, again, don't get any of what I'm saying mixed up here. I enjoyed this movie just like you did.
Yeah.
I found this movie to be entertaining, but it's not a good movie.
It's good enough.
Which for a video game movie is more than enough.
Well, I mean,
realistically,
I see a lot of potential.
Sure.
I see a lot of potential for it to be an incredible series, an amazing, if they get the kinks worked out, if they listen to what the fans would like to see without listening completely to fans and being like, let's just have the fans write it, decide what we write, because that wouldn't be a good idea. Snyder cut. Just, try to make it more fun. I mean, this was a fun film, but
for all of the fun, there are some boring ass parts to this movie.
I remember seeing the first Mortal Kombat and when I was a teenager and feeling like energized, like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. These fights are incredible. Oh my God, this is like a Mortal Kombat film. Watching this film, I was like, oh, that was from the game. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. Oh man, that was a pretty damn good fatality. But I kind of want a Mortal Kombat film that feels more dangerous, I guess.
In what way?
I guess going back to Kevin Tancharonen's
you talking about Rebirth?
Yeah, I want something more. I know it sounds weird, but I wanted more violence. I wanted
no, I get it.
Like when I was talking about Kung Lao's fatality, that's what I wanted. I wanted more of that. People getting cut in half, and it wasn't as violent as I thought it was going to be.
Me either.
I mean, it is violent, people get their heads crushed, their arms broken off, and, you know, their hearts ripped out.
But
I kind of just wanted more tongue-in-cheek game violent, I guess.
What I wanted is someone who understands that this franchise should be treated like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It needs to be more evil, in the vein of Evil Dead. It needs to be horror and comedy mixed, body horror and comedy mixed together.
Bruce Campbell is Johnny Cage.
I mean, maybe not that far, but you know, what this film needed is, like you said, it needs to either kind of go more tongue in cheek or go the direction of the Tancherona and Rebirth, which is, you know, completely grounded in reality, balls to the wall. You have things trying to explain, you know, things like Reptile, like how could Reptile exist in our world? Like, you know, either do that or do something Evil Dead tongue in cheek, but don't do either.
It seems like it balances both. It tries to balance both violence and referential humor. And I think if you're going to do that, go all the way with either way. Either go all the way that way or all the way this way. You know, just play it's fucking Mortal Kombat, man.
You know why people are here.
Yeah, people aren't here for a complicated storyline or a backstory of a guy we don't even know or fucking care about. We want to see Scorpion rip a guy's head off with his spine hanging out. Yeah. That's what we want to see. We want to see people getting blown up, people getting ripped apart. We want to see, you know.
They know what we want to see. That's what I don't understand.
Exactly. I mean, we haven't talked about Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, the animated film, which I thought was really good, actually.
Really good.
Really, really good.
I thought this was going to be more in the line with that.
I wanted it to be more in the line with that, and it wasn't. But Scorpion's Revenge is a movie I highly recommend if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, because it gives you what you want.
And it can because it's an animated movie.
And I thought Joel McHale was a great Johnny Cage. I think that was the only voice I recognized. But yeah, I mean, this film, it shouldn't try to balance to please everyone. It should just go all the way, because, you know, like I said, it's Mortal Kombat. Give the people what they want.
Well, I don't know what you're expecting if you watch this movie. What are you expecting if you watch this movie? Because when I watch this movie, my expectations are a wild fighting, killing, murdering, maiming, blowing people up. Same thing you expect. And yet it just chooses not to do it for no reason. It's not like they didn't have an R rating.
Yeah, they could have just taken that R rating and ran with it.
I don't know why they didn't.
They could have pushed it to almost NC-17 levels, and I would have been fine with it.
Simon McQuoid claims that they were close, and they had to bring it back.
Then I want to see Simon McQuoid's cut, because the violence in this film doesn't even come close to PG. Doesn't come close to NC-17. I've seen more violent films that are PG-13.
Hell, a movie we're going to be talking about soon, Saving Private Ryan, is gorier than this movie.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes are gorier than the entirety of this film.
Yeah, which is like a shame, really.
Well, have Steven Spielberg direct the next Mortal Kombat film, and I think we got something.
I would watch that, but I don't think it would be very good.
He was supposed to be in the original film.
Who?
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The director of Johnny Cage's film at the beginning. They were supposed to get Steven Spielberg, and he wanted to do it because he was a fan of the games. But his schedule got kind of, and they got a Spielberg look-alike, but you know who it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But damn, that would have been a fun cameo for him.
This movie bums me out because it just feels like a step in the right direction, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, as I'm sure you are. But
I liked what it could be, what it's aspiring to be, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And my hope is that it does, because if it doesn't, then I'm really disappointed.
I liked the film. I still enjoyed the film. I still enjoyed the fight scenes. From what we get for fight scenes is really good. I mean, when they give us what we want, it's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie, but it's frustrating because it should have been more.
It's very backloaded.
It is.
I mean, almost all the fighting takes place in the last 30 minutes of the movie, because the movie essentially has now everybody, we're going to do this whole thing where it's everybody goes off and has their own fight in a
they
very
put them in different realms.
Yeah. A very Mortal Kombat-y, 3-round fight. And it's that's cool, but then it's over way too fast.
They put all their they put all their chips on the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight at the end. Where Cole is just standing there trying to break the ice to get his daughter and wife out of Sub-Zero's trap.
Aside from that, it's a good fight. That's just, I mean, again, you really show how important your main character is to the finale of the film when you have him off doing something else that has no effect on anything.
Pretty much. I mean, I thought they did a great job with Scorpion. Even though he wasn't technically a villain in the film.
Right.
He's the main, the hero, basically.
Well, he's a good guy in the video games now. So
yeah, like I said, I haven't played the video games.
Sure. No, in the original games, he's a villain. I thought they did the Scorpion and Sub-Zero enemies thing a lot better here than they did in the original film, because they didn't really do much with that in the original film. Right.
They just mentioned that they're deadly enemies in the original film, but they don't really do anything with it. Scorpion was probably the best part. It's kind of cool that even though Hanzo dies in the beginning, they just bring him back up from hell as Scorpion.
I kind of had an issue with that because it felt like they had written themselves into a corner.
It's like, oh my God, we killed the guy playing Scorpion.
Well, I'm talking about the finale. It feels like they wrote themselves into a corner. There's like, all right, well, Scorpion shows up at the end. It's like, okay.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think they already intended.
Yeah, but how did Scorpion come back?
From hell.
But how?
Didn't they explain it? I thought Raiden or something.
Not really. No. I mean, again, I don't need the movie to explain it, but I need the movie to operate by some kind of logic that I can at least discern.
Yeah, but then we're talking about Mortal Kombat.
I know. I'm aware. I'm asking for a little much from a movie based off of a 20, 30, little under 30-year-old video game.
93, I believe. So like 27, 26, 8 years. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
God, I'm old.
I think though, if you go into this film with the expectation of what it is, which is a Mortal Kombat film, don't go into it expecting the greatest thing you've ever seen. Go into it expecting a good enough romp through the world of Mortal Kombat that will hopefully yield something much better in the second film.
Yeah. Go into it for great fight scenes. Don't go into looking for really good character development. And I think and just watch it on HBO Max. You'll get your money's worth.
It's better than the last HBO Max thing we watched.
What, Godzilla versus Kong?
I think this is better than Godzilla versus Kong, don't you?
It is way better than Godzilla versus Kong. I thought Godzilla versus Kong was kind of meh.
We're in the minority on that one.
We are in the very minority on that one, because all my friends were like, this is such a fun movie. Godzilla versus Kong. This is just, that's what we want. Godzilla beating up. I'm like, yeah, but something about it just didn't. It was just kind of meh to me. Maybe I'm not the...
No, I'm with you.
I don't know.
But then again, we like
Godzilla versus
movie,
Mortal Kombat. Now that would be interesting.
I mean, we like this movie, so maybe our opinion is, completely out there. I don't know. I will say that the original is still better than this, but this is light years better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah. And I hope that this is the start of a franchise that knows what its fans want and knows what it is and doesn't try to be more than what it is.
Do you think they're going to pull a Hellboy 2 with this movie and just take the Cole character and just get rid of him?
Oh, you mean like the FBI agent in the original?
Yeah, or like the second G.I. Joe movie where you just have like the character that you follow in the initial film essentially just disappear or get killed off.
I never saw the G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Well, Channing Tatum dies.
Oh, spoiler.
Oh, is it a spoiler? That movie's been out for like a decade.
I know, I haven't seen it, but Bruce Willis is in it and The Rock is in it, so maybe I'll check it out.
But Channing Tatum was in none of the advertisements, so it's, you know what I mean? Like, that they, my thing is like, I think that the next movie, they're going to just like, the Cole character is just going to be
full. Well, he has to find Johnny Cage.
And then I think but then I think the rest of the movies go through Johnny Cage.
Well, hopefully, because it's Johnny Cage and he's by far the most interesting character in the films.
Yeah.
If you get the right actor to play Johnny Cage, I think it'll be a very, very entertaining film. Like we talked about Mike the Miz playing him, which a lot of people online apparently agree with.
Including Ed Boon.
And I could see him putting on those sunglasses and doing the cross the arms thing.
Yeah. If you find an actor who is excited about playing the role.
They shouldn't get someone too high profile.
No, because the actors in this movie aren't.
No. The highest profile was Mechad Brooks, I thought, as Jax. But other than that,
he's good.
He's very good. I thought he was a very good Jax. Jax wasn't a character that I think they should have done more with, because I really like Jax's character. I thought Mechad Brooks did a great job. He was a perfect Jax. I mean, I know we could go back and say, "Oh my God, I wish it was Michael Jai White," but that's ship is safe.
I mean, we saw Michael Jai White. The problem is we didn't get to see Michael Jai White in the version that we wanted.
Yeah, and things happen. But all in all, it was an entertaining film. If you go in not expecting something too terribly character driven,
sure,
and just want to see the fight scenes, you'll get your money's worth. You'll enjoy yourself. It's an entertaining. It's a good way to kill a couple hours.
Yeah, and it does have some gore. It needs more. I think that the actors do a suitable job. Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero is really good. But I mean, again, I don't know what the next movie looks like, because the next movie I think is going to be a bigger test than this one was. I think that given the climate as it is right now, there's kind of no way this movie isn't successful, because I think more people are going to watch it than we're probably going to watch it anyways.
I think it's already made quite a bit of money.
Yeah, it's made its money back. I mean, we're getting another one, which is fine. I'm glad that we are. Because I would like to see what the next one looks like. So
far, it's made over $66 million. Yeah. So people are definitely, interested. One question. What did you think of the EDM techno Mortal Kombat theme they played at the credits?
I mean, look, the Mortal Kombat theme is so synonymous with the movies, right? Like, I don't know why you don't just include it and just give the fans that little bit, right?
I think the filmmakers thought it would have been too much referencing the original film, and they kind of wanted to make it their own thing. They added, they have bits of the orchestral score playing the dun 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 dun
to very successful effect.
Yeah. I don't mind the new EDM version. It's okay. I mean, at least they acknowledge that the theme is part of the franchise.
Right.
And it's not trying to ignore that theme exists.
And if you know anything about Mortal Kombat, the one thing that you probably know is the theme. Everybody knows the theme of Mortal Kombat. Everybody knows "Get Over Here." I mean, we all those are part of the culture of our pop culture.
I thought the score for the original film was better. The George S. Clinton score for the 95 film was better than this score by Benjamin Wallfisch. But that's a small nitpick.
I mean, did this movie really have to be that much better than Annihilation?
No.
Right? Like, this movie is good enough. And like, in this day and age, good enough. The
camera just had to be still for it to be better than Annihilation.
Yeah. I mean, in this day and age, it seems like good enough is all it takes anymore.
Yeah, and that's the sad part.
Yeah. And I really don't like this trend of turning movies into their own prequels. I really don't like that. I really don't like that this movie doesn't stand on its own, really.
Well, that to me just screams of they're sure this is going to be a success.
Sure.
When the audience will determine that, my friend, you don't get to decide if your film is going to be a prequel.
Looking at you, Dark Universe.
Oh, God.
I mean, they did the same thing. They made a pretty big assumption that their film was going to be successful.
They've been doing this shit for years. Where they ended on a cliffhanger like sequel bait, and nothing happens.
Yeah, you can't make a sequel by not giving us an ending.
Yeah, it just kind of is kind of disingenuous, and it reeks of ego.
Look, they want to make another movie. I get it. They want to make a franchise. I get it. A franchise means job security, but that's not how it works.
No, it isn't.
But again, this movie is good enough that I want a sequel. And if you go into this movie expecting more than a big, dumb movie where people get their arms blown off and a guy gets cut in half and then another dude gets his head exploded, you're in for a rough time, because it is as close as we've ever gotten to a cinematic representation of the video games. That's all it needed to be. It just needs to stop taking itself so goddamn seriously.
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. That's at least Street Fighter didn't take itself seriously. least I don't think it did.
I mean, it didn't take itself as seriously as this movie takes it. Like, I don't need Cole to have like a family. Like, it's just it doesn't factor into anything.
Just make Cole a guy on his own. There's no really.
Don't put him in the movie.
True.
I mean, that solves everything as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, at least it didn't turn him into Johnny Cage. Oh, Cole's my real name. My stage name, Johnny Cage. That would have been.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. So, I just wanted more of. I wanted more of the tongue-in-cheek nature of the game.
Yeah. They were so close, man. They were really just so close.
I know.
And, I do believe they have potential to make the second one just this incredible fight film. Like, just visually. If they don't,
I hope so.
If they don't skimp on it budget-wise, like they did with Annihilation.
Where does this rank for you in video game movies? Because given how bad video game movies are, right?
It's in the middle. It's not terrible. It's not Annihilation, but it's not great. The original Mortal Kombat. And I said I love Super Mario Brothers, so I still love that movie. That's still top tier for me. It's somewhere in the I would say top 10 video game film. If there's not much of a.
So to say that's a pretty small list of 10.
Yeah. I didn't care for the Tomb Raider films. I haven't seen Assassin's Creed or Prince of Persia or anything like that. I've only seen one of the earlier. I've only really paid attention to the earlier tries at video game films.
Sure.
Like Mario Brothers, Street Fighter, Double Dragon, Mortal Kombat.
I mean, for a while there, it's a wasteland.
Well, I mean, at least there was stuff in those films to enjoy, in my opinion. Street Fighter is just so much fun to watch. I can't say the same for the reboot, but what do you think? Video game films.
I like Sonic. Sonic was really good.
Sonic was fun. I like Sonic.
I think we're in kind of an interesting age where we might be getting films that are finally doing the medium service. I mean, you have the joke that is, well, the video games based off of movies are shit, and then the movies based off of video games are shit. So nothing based off of video games is good other than the video games themselves. I don't know where this will fall after the second movie comes out, but right now I would put this in the top 5 video game movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's not as good as the original Mortal Kombat, but I would probably be more inclined to watch the original Mortal Kombat again over this one, because the original Mortal Kombat does have that nostalgia to it that this one will never have.
Well, I mean, I would say just watch that or watch Scorpion's Revenge.
The Scorpion's Revenge is different. It's anime.
Yeah.
Animation, they're always going to be able to do more. I mean, with Scorpion's Revenge, I would almost go as far as to say, instead of Scorpion's Revenge, why not just play the video game?
Or stay away from Mortal Kombat, The Journey Begins, that direct-to-video CGI thing. Do you ever see that thing?
I think I know what you're talking about. Or what about Mortal Kombat Conquest?
There was 2 seasons of that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And they actually had Quan Chi in that one.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where it goes, because Mortal Kombat for me is one of those things that there's no reason we shouldn't have a good film version of it. It lends itself to film. I mean, it's so cool.
It's basically Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. And you have all these cool characters. You have these characters that translate well to film. You have a video game that's the only video game that I can think of whose plot is actually rather cinematic. On the face of it, it bums me out that this movie isn't better, but I'm glad it's as good as it is.
The sequel has such a roster of characters they can go with, so it's not like they're going to run out of characters to use.
Right. That's fair.
So,
what do you think the next film's going to be? You think the next film's going to be Quan Chi, or do you think the last film's Quan Chi?
They got to bring in Quan Chi. Quan Chi is one of the most evil, right?
Quan Chi is the third, right? So it goes Shao Kahn, it goes Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn. Actually, I guess it goes Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Shinnok, then Quan Chi.
They might switch it up and do Quan Chi before
Shinnok.
Yeah, or before Kung or the Emperor.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they didn't introduce the Emperor. I mean, because Shang Tsung essentially takes the place of the Emperor.
Basically, yeah. I don't know. I think they need to I don't know. They need to bring in a bigger threat with a more personality.
Yeah. Chin Han's great, but he doesn't work. I would love to see Shao Kahn. I would love to see Quan Chi because we've never seen him on the big screen. Hell, I would love to see Shinnok, but we've seen Shao Kahn. We've seen Shang Tsung. Maybe don't do those again. But, frankly, all this has to go is up from here.
Yeah.
Which is good because, I'd rather these movies have nowhere to go but up than, fucking just this movie is terrible and we never see another movie.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed, they tell the actors to,
I know.
More personality. So that's what I want. I want characters I can root for.
Yeah, we don't need a character that's a proxy for the audience.
No, we don't want disposable, cool, that character. I want to give a shit if a character gets fucked up.
Exactly. So. What would you give the film out of 5?
2.5, 3. I'll be generous and say 3.
Yeah, I'll say a 3 as well. I mean, again, I had kind of no expectations going into it. My expectations were really that it was going to be better than Annihilation, but I didn't know how much better. I think they should never have shown that first scene ahead of time because I don't think it's a fair representation of the movie.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
But I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. It's a movie you won't be angry that you saw.
No, I will say it's a little long. That's kind of my biggest issue.
It's about 10 minutes short of 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a little long for a Mortal Kombat movie that really doesn't do much with that time.
Yeah, it could have been condensed a little more to 90 maybe. Anyway, so
Trevor, where can people find you when we're not talking about Mortal Kombat randomly?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Bad Vertigo. That's BAD Vertigo. I switched it because the original handle was too freaking long. And you can find me on Instagram at Mad Vertigo with an M. So, Chris, where can they find you?
What about the On Seagal podcast? What's up with that, man?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not proud of our Seagal.
No, I'm very proud of the On Seagal podcast. You can find me on the On Seagal. You know what? You're the hype man for that.
I am the hype man. That's true. It's my fault. I am the hype man.
Yeah. So, Chris, where can they find you besides the On Seagal podcast?
You can find me all kinds of places. You can find me here. You can find me on Scary Stories We Tell. You can find me all over the place. And you can find me on Twitter at Christmas Claus. That's where I post everything that I work on. And you can also find me at cstachiw.com. That is my link tree. That's where everything that I post, I have links to it. So that's probably the easiest place to find me is cstachiw.com. Thank you for joining me, Trevor. This was actually Trevor's idea. So if you liked, yes. I'm glad that you brought this up because I wanted to do another HBO Max. I mean, we talked about Justice League. Mike and I did with Josh Hadley earlier in the year. And I think it's important that since we're stuck at home, since we're not going out and doing anything, I think it's important that we talk about the things that we do have access to, like studio movies. Yeah. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm going to keep trying to do all these HBO Max movies. Trevor might join me. I don't know who else is going to join me, but I can tell you that we're going to keep talking about them. So that's where you can find me. And if you want to find the podcast, Kulturecast.com, patreon.com/Kulturecast, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters, and Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.